Hey friends, I'm going to show you how to make a homemade mask today. First, we need a piece of cloth, preferably a square one. The one that we've taken is 9 inches by 9 inches. We also need 2 pins, 2 smaller pieces of cloth, 2 inches in width, and 2 strips of cloth which are roughly 42 inches in length and 2 inches in width each. First of all, we fold the cloth, which is our base of the mask. Iron it to remove the creases. Fold it once again. Iron it again. Now try folding the cloth along the seams, outside in. This basically clears and creates a layer. Iron it again to remove any other creases. Put a pin to ensure that the fold doesn't come out. We quickly show you what else we are going to do with the other pieces of the cloth. Before we start the stitching, the smaller pieces will be used to stitch the edges on the sides, and the longer strip will be used to stitch along the longer side. Now we start the stitching. As I mentioned, first we start with the smaller stitches with the smaller piece of cloth. We're stitching on one of the sides. Now we stitch the other side of the mask. Once the stitching is done, cut the thread, remove the pins. Now we are going to fold the cloth to cover the edges at the other side of the mask and stitch them again. This would ensure longevity of the cloth and also a firm grip. We repeat the process on the second side as well. Once done, cut the extra cloth and the thread to give it a smooth look. The mask should not only be useful but also look good indeed. So one side done. Now we are going to use the longer strip of the cloth. Fold it from the middle. As shown in the video below. This is the front and we fold at the back. Put the longer strip of cloth along the edges, fold it, and now we stitch it at the back. Put a pin to ensure that the fold does not come through. While stitching, just be careful that you are stitching across the fold. This process is repeated on the other side of the main cloth with the second strip. Remove the pin. It's done its job. Since the back of the mask is done, now we pay attention to the front. And while we are stitching the whole front, we just need to ensure that we are stitching the whole longer piece of cloth along with it. The whole of the strip, almost like a string. And while we do that, it is important that like a string, it has strength. So we fold the cloth at the edges to ensure it does not come through. Fold the cloth, almost it becomes like a string with strength. Very carefully fold it through because we would be stitching it along the fold. Be careful while you do that. It is important that you keep on folding the cloth in a uniform fashion. And as I mentioned, this time we are stitching the whole strip end to end. Do remember that you need to fold the other end of the strip as well. Once this side of the strip is done, we have to apply the strip and stitch it through on the other side of the mask as well. See, our mask is done. With multiple layers of protection, enough space to adjust to different sizes of the faces. Super stretchable, strong. Here she is, super excited to have this mask. Yo! Our mask is ready.